They are focusing on the environment in the West. The police talking safety this Yuletide season. And backyard farming being promoted throughout Grand Bahama.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, stakeholders in the West Grand Bahama District coming together to address issues impacting the environment. As Italia Hall tells us, several programs are now on the drawing board to bring about positive change.
Residents turned out for the town meeting held at the 8 Mile Rock High School gymnasium. Topping the agenda, keeping the environment clean, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe says a number of initiatives are now in place, among them the Garbage to the Back program.
A very, very simple program in which we're going to get residents to start buying into garbage bins or trash cans that are going to ensure that they're garbage bags, that they're containing the garbage. You know, a lot of times you go along our thoroughfare and a lot of our garbage is at the front of our roads, and the dogs are getting it and they're turning over the garbage and it's coming on side of the street and just basically you know, causing our streets to be not so clean. And so we're saying, listen, with this Garbage to the Back program, keep your garbage to the rear of your home. When there's garbage collection day, bring it out and let's see how that can help. It's just a small step, but it's something in making a difference.
Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, was also there. He says the protection of the coastal areas is of concern as well.
Construct seawalls in West Grand Bahama. It's very important to protect that community. Pinders Point, again, an area affected by aggressive coastal erosion and wave action. We have in the making seawalls for the southern shoreline, just to ensure that not only do we keep the environment clean, but that we protect and preserve what it is that we have.
West Grand Bahama Administrator Don Cornish says a number of concerns were expressed by residents and assures that he will work along with other partners to address those issues.
Finding a way to address persons who are contracted to carry out services like cleaning the verges, like taking away debris, general household garbage, and disposing it in the proper places. And so we're hopeful that once we have these discussions, we can look at how the resources can be properly applied, and then if there's an enforcement issue, whether it's enforcing the contract terms or enforcing the law in general regarding disposal in the wrong places, that we can get that done as well, working with stakeholders.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama leading the charge with two major initiatives designed to better the communities within that constituency. Kimberly Mullings fills us in.
The Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, says that a team of individuals have come together to achieve a common goal in the constituency, and that is to leave communities better than they met them. The government of the Bahamas is now backing backyard and community farming initiatives on the island, starting with Central Grand Bahama.
We are encouraging our constituents, not only in Central Grand Bahama, but throughout the entire island of Grand Bahama and by extension the Bahamas, to engage more in backyard farming, where we are making an attempt to feed ourselves. Mr. Hudson has taken it on full force, and as you can see in the backyard here, we have just a variety of necessary food crops that we will need to not only make our grocery bill a bit lighter, but also to help encourage us to eat more healthy.
Avid farmer Anthony Hudson was appointed to lead the charge at his nursery in his backyard. He says there are a number of benefits to growing your own food.
Tomatoes we grow here, we put them on the counter for 2 weeks, and they still good to go. You know, pineapples, unfortunately, I can't eat them. My kids do. They enjoy them.
While visiting Grand Bahama, Mark Humes, chairman of the Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority and a member of Parliament for Fort Charlotte, was excited to see how the MP for Central Grand Bahama was working to get Bahamians involved in the farming program, as the Minister of Agriculture remains adamant about promoting healthy eating.
When you bring those foods into the country, they go away. You know, they deteriorate so quickly because of all the chemicals and the various additives that go into them. But when we do it in our backyard, stand a chance of ensuring that we take in more healthy foods, we live longer.
The second initiative is the building of eco parks. Local government councilor Marco Carey is grateful that Lewis is supporting the eco parks idea.
We just about to commission a park in Sunrise Subdivision, and we're in talks now with Mr. Hudson to start a backyard farming in the community.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Now, currently, there is a cleanup initiative underway at Lovers Beach in 8 Mile Rock, and MP Lewis says they have secured some 80 coconut trees, which will be transplanted along the beach. The Royal Bahamas Police Force sensitizing the entire northern Bahamas on safety measures this Yuletide season. As residents prepare to celebrate this Christmas, police officials say safety should always be a top priority. ASP Gregory Lockhart of Urban Development and Community Policing reminding residents the importance of vigilance this holiday season. As stores continue to host sales and persons shop for their loved ones, Lockhart is admonishing business owners to be on top of their game.
Observe everyone that comes into your establishment. While operating at night, ensure that your business is well lit inside and out. Never keep over excessive amounts of cash at your stores. Please, we admonish you to make frequent deposits. And you are advised to never use the same route either to or from work and during closing time and when making deposits. Lastly, if you are the victim of a crime, please yield to the criminal or the would-be assailant. We do not need anyone being heroes during this time.
Residents are also reminded to protect their homes as well. Key tips include being aware of your surroundings. If traveling this holiday season, he says that there is no need to advertise your absence on social media.
If you are traveling out of town for the holiday season, you should identify a suitable neighbor or friend to watch your home in your absence. And lastly, do not advertise your gifts and your valuables and those big electronics. I will admonish you that when you take them out of those big boxes, please tear them into small pieces and discard them in garbage bags. Do not advertise your stuff on social media.
And as you boost the economy while bringing smiles to the faces of loved ones, ASP Lockhart says that it is important to exercise caution as you shop.
Never leave packages or valuables in plain sight in your vehicles. Always try to secure your stuff in your trunk. Always park in a well-lit area. And as best as possible, you are to be vigilant. I know this is the holiday season and everybody's in a festive mood. As best as you could, avoid the talking and the texting on the cell phones. It's an automatic distraction.
And to the would-be criminal element, ASP Lockhart says that now is not the time to try anything, as the police force will be out in full force to ensure the safety of all law-abiding citizens. 3 persons are dead following 2 separate accidents in the north on Saturday morning. Police in Grand Bahama were called to a traffic accident that occurred on Freeport Drive and Hearn Lane involving a white Ford F-150 truck and a female pedestrian. The 68-year-old woman was taken to hospital where she later died. Now, police in Abaco were called to a traffic accident on Forest Drive, Murphytown, shortly before midnight on Saturday. The accident involved a black Nissan vehicle with 3 male passengers and a white 2003 Suzuki van with a lone male driver. The driver of the Suzuki van and one of the passengers in the Nissan vehicles succumbed to injuries, and the other 2 passengers in the Nissan vehicle were airlifted to New Providence for further medical attention. Also from Abaco, a 19-year-old male of Cooperstown is assisting police with their investigation into a shooting incident that occurred on Saturday. Reports are that shortly before 11 a.m., officers while on mobile patrol in the area of Don McKay Boulevard were alerted to gunshots being heard in the area. Upon making further inquiries, officers discovered that a male was shot to the leg. Investigations are continuing. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues in just a moment.